Hey friends, it's Annette with ASCardDesign. Thanks for joining. I am starting a new series and I'm going to call it 10-minute cards. There's a lot of videos out there on 10-minute cards, but I don't have one and I do like quick and easy cards. So this is the sample card I made for the first video of this series and we're going to go ahead and make this today. So it just has a very easy ink blended background, and then we're going to do some heat embossing. And we'll do a simple die cutting and just add some embellishments. This card's going to come together very quickly. I'm going to be using Simonsaysstamp and CZ Designs. That's Kathy Zilski. We're going to use this die set, and it has 3 dies. So this die here is the shadow layer, all right, and that's what this white layer is. And then the thank you is 2 dies. The background stamp we are using is from Hero Arts and it is called Holiday Foliage Bold Prints. This is a beautiful rubber cling stamp. Let's go ahead and start with our ink blending. I am using a piece of cardstock from GinaK. This is her layering weight white cardstock and it's already cut into the size A2 size panel, but we are going to die cut it further. But this is how it comes. I am bringing in my Simonsaysstamp Positively Perfect sticky mat or craft mat, and I'm just going to lay that down on my surface. The cardstock is going to stick beautifully to that, and I'm going to do some ink blending. And the 3 colors I'm using are from GinaK, and we're going to use Wild Wisteria, Ocean Mist, and I believe this one is Lemon Drop. And so we're going to start with the Wild Wisteria, and I'm just going to put that in my ink stand. And we're also using GinaK's blending brushes, but let's go in and start the blending. And I'm just going to start with the purple color and then the blue color and then the yellow. And you can go as heavy-handed or as light as you want. I usually start in a circular pattern and just bring the ink onto the cardstock and then I pull it down. Okay, we can build up the color. I am going to go a little bit heavier at the top and I'm just adding the same amount of pressure but just a little more ink, and that'll bring a nice beautiful rich color, and I just pull it down. All right, that looks good. All right, I'm bringing in the next color, which what did I say it was? Ocean Mist. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to start in a circular pattern and go right across and bring it down. Okay. Do it again. And I want to bring that color up into the previous color, and that'll give it a nice blend so there's not a definite line. You certainly could do that look if you want, but I want the colors to blend together. Okay. And we'll just go a little bit more. This is Lemon Drop, and I have my yellow blending brush. And I did get some ink down at the bottom, but that's okay because we are going to die cut this panel. We're going to use master layouts too and die cut when we're done. And I'm going to bring this yellow into the blue, and that's going to give a nice soft green hue because yellow and blue make green, right? That is our ink blendings. Now you want this to dry just a little bit. You can heat set it. I did not do that with the sample card and it came out just fine. It was fine. So what we're going to do is bring in the bold stamp. And I'm just going to leave it right onto the acetate sheet. I'm not going to take that off. We're not going to put it in a stamping platform. And I am going to use my Simonsaysstamp Clear Embossing and Watermark ink. I'm going to use some embossing powder, and this is from Ranger, and it's the silver superfine detail. And I'm bringing in a piece of copy paper just to catch the powder, all right? We are going to heat set it. So the first thing I want to do is I want to ink this stamp up with the embossing ink. I want to ink it up really well. So I'm just going to really kind of twist and turn my ink pad and get the ink all over. This is a very easy technique very forgiving. So I'm putting that panel right over top, and I'm taking a paper towel and I am just going to press the panel into the stamp to make sure that ink really adheres. Okay. And then I want to bring in my embossing powder. I'm going to open that up because that's going to catch the powder. And then we're going to take the panel and we're just going to dump the powder all over it. Okay. And then I'm just going to go this way. And it's okay if the edges, if you kind of mess up the edges, because like I said, we are going to crop this. And you will get powder everywhere on your surface. So just tap off the excess. And that looks good. So before I do anything with the heat tool, I am going to put this powder back in the container. And then we're going to bring in the heat tool. And I'm just going to heat it up for about 15 seconds and then we will melt the powder. All right, so our panel is beautifully embossed. Let's turn it this way because that's how we ink blended it. And you can see all that shiny embossing. So that is our panel, and I'm going to let that cool off just for a second because it is warm. And then I am going to bring in the die cut pieces that I did earlier. This was that die cut, the shadow layer, and the thank and you. And I cut these out of a silver metallic cardstock. Got a little twisted there. It's kind of hard to see to get the shininess, but that is silver metallic. And then what I'm going to do is just go ahead and attach it to the shadow layer. It's super easy to do. It's really helpful if you have these reverse tweezers because this will help hold your die cut. And you can just add the glue. I'm going to go ahead and add the glue to the back. And then, very easy to line up. Let me go ahead and zoom in so you can see. How I do these is I just look at the first couple letters and get it lined up in that shadow area. And then I just let the die just fall naturally. Okay, I don't force it. And we'll do the same thing with the U. We'll just lay it. I'm going to focus on this area and then the rest will just fall into place. So we'll just get some glue here. And then we'll just line that up just like that. And let it fall naturally. And then I'm just going to take my little stone owl and set that there. And for that, we are going to use Master Layouts 2, and I'll bring that in here in just a second. So I did the matte layer already using this die, and right now I'm using this panel layer, which is a stitched die, which is right here. I use this a lot. It's in a lot of my videos. I'm surprised I haven't worn this out yet because it just makes the perfect little matte layer for any kind of card you would want. So we'll just run that through, and just like that, you have a beautifully stitched panel. And look at all that gorgeous embossing. I mean, it is just, I'm trying to see if the light will catch it. It's really hard, but it's just so shiny and shimmery, and you'd never know that that's holiday. So I'm bringing in my matte layer that I've already pre-cut, my panel layer. I have my card base. I've already stamped it with my logo and the greeting. So now it's just a matter of putting it all together. We will just add some liquid glue to the back of this. You could use double-sided tape if you want. You could use foam tape if you wanted to pop it up a little bit. That would look nice as well. So I'm just gonna put an even black border all the way around this. And then we just put it onto the card base. Now, you could put it on straight like this. You could offset it a little bit. That would be kind of fun. I think I might do that. I don't do that very often, but I have done it in the past. I kind of like it. So let's go ahead and do that. Why not? So we'll just make it a little offset like that. And then we can put the thank you the same way. Zoom it in again. We could offset the thank you, or we can straighten it out. I think I'm going to put it straight. We're going to make this a very wonky card. So we're just going to glue all that. We're going to put this on straight. So I'm looking at the white card base and, you know, really trying to ignore that crooked panel. And that looks good. All right, and then for the final touch, I am going to bring in some of these sequins, and these are from, let's see, they're called Disco Ball sequins from GinaKDesigns. I didn't even realize I had them, to tell you the truth. Now, the small ones are very, very curved, and I just found that they are kind of hard to glue down. So for this card, I'm going to go with a little bit larger, like the medium size and the large size. And I'm just going to pull out some. Let's go out here, and I'm going to do one more here. And you want they're kind of cup shaped, and you want the cup to be up. Okay, so we like to say cupward. And I'm putting an odd number on the card, so just kind of looks a little more pleasing to the eye when you can do an odd number if you're adding embellishments. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to, let's start up here. I'm going to just put a little dot of glue. It does not take much. And then just drop it down. Okay. And we'll go over here. Come on. There you go. I'm not crazy about where I placed that, so I'm just gonna stick that down. I don't know if that's down there very good. I'm gonna put a little bit more glue there. This one must be an odd shape. In fact, I'm going to grab a different one. All right, I can just grab a different one. And drop it. There might be two stuck together there, I don't know. Normally they just fall right into place. All right, and that is our finished card. So there's an embossed card. It's a thank you. You can make this into a birthday. There's just so many things you can do, but it's very easy to make. So I hope you like the video. Give these techniques a try. Let me know if you like this series. This is, again, the first video, so I am going to make a playlist. I'll drop this video into that playlist, and then next time I do the video, I'll add that video. So we'll build a nice repertoire of these 10-minute cards. So, all right. I hope to see you again. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next video. And until next time, have a great day.